I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently because there's something that's happening that's been happening more and more that is kind of interesting because even though it's the kind of conversations that nobody really talks about, it really is the kind of stuff that impacts 90% of what you're going to do in your life, at least when it comes to how you earn, how you learn, how you work, and how you connect with people. So come out here and have a conversation with me today. You might ask me what inspired this kind of different style of talking with you today. Well, it was actually something that we read on Reddit. You know, the Reddit community has an interesting personality on its own. You hear people ask all the time, just different questions about what's happening. And we actually found somebody that posted a comment about people work. They found something that we had posted about a potential job match for one of our future jobs. And they took a snippet of it. And in the snippet, they said, "I feel like I'm being bait and switched." And of course, that is so disheartening to me for people to feel that way when they get exposed to what we do at People Work. But I read the continuing comments, and it was really interesting and enlightening to know how much the general public just doesn't know about the industry of your time related to your jobs. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. There are a few things that I want to educate you on about the value of your time to really a variety of people, and even the politics of you just getting access to a particular job. So let's just start with this particular person who actually, obviously, they saw something about what we were posting for our customers who are planning for future jobs, right? People Work is building for the future. And something in it obviously got them interested in what we were doing. And that bait and switch is what I want to address first. So why is it that anyone cannot just simply get access to any job? Well, there is something that happens in the job market every time you search for jobs near me, jobs in this industry, jobs I think I like, whatever it is. Job boards want to own the domain of you being able to get clicks and exposure into those jobs. But there's something else that has happened, and it's happening more frequently. Job boards are owned or becoming the assets more of staffing agencies. Indeed is owned by a Chinese company called Recruit.com. Monster is owned by a staffing agency named Randstad. Upwork and various other job boards are owned by another staffing agency called Kelly Services. Kelly Services is an international staffing agency, and they basically diversify their interest about how they're going to commoditize your time. And let me backtrack that statement. It's not just Kelly Services, it is staffing agencies. And they may have started off that way, but staffing just changes over time. So now, what is staffing, right? So what is happening when you click on job boards? How do you get access to jobs? Why are they not like so easy to get? We're going to kind of keep breaking that down a little bit more as we have this conversation. But what is the function of a staffing agency? Their job is to basically make commissions on your time. Not a bad thing at all. It's just a fact. And if something that you know before you get involved with a staffing agency is very important. Some staffing agencies will charge the customer up to 150% of whatever you make in that hour. So some people will feel a certain way about that. Like, you work, you're the one doing the work, and you get paid $10 an hour, and now you find out that somebody else is getting paid $15 an hour for your time but didn't put any effort. Like, what could you have done with $25 yourself, right? If that is not a concern for you, then you don't have to be so mindful of where it is that you're applying and looking for support to get your jobs, because that's what it is. It's support. And then there's this third thing that I think is very important for everyone to know. companies who are looking to hire people have so many options to do it. And sometimes those options are just overwhelming. So just like you looking for a particular job and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like analysis paralysis. There's so many options. There's so many ways of getting a job. And I really just want to work. I really just want to get income. I really just want to find ways to get cash to reach my earning goals. Well, companies, because they have to make their own individual decisions about how they source, how they meet you, how they get introduced to you, sometimes they try to simplify things at the cost of reaching more people. Obviously, what pepelwerk does is we try to introduce you, because of your future interest, into companies that are looking for people based on reaching their future goals, right? So we're a little different because we're not competing in the now space, because the now space is very saturated. So if you need income now, if you need a job now, if you need something like immediately, there's probably thousands of ways that you can go about doing that. So if you have questions about that, obviously reach out to us, put it in our chat, whichever content platform you're seeing this on. Let us know, like, hey, I need help with getting a job now, and we'll throw some resources in there for you. The companies, when they make a decision to do, like some companies, especially the big ones, they have exclusive contracts with some of the bigger staffing agencies because they're trying to simplify how they relate and match with what you're called as a contingent workforce. So I'm getting into some sort of HR terms, but these are things that are important to know when you're searching for a job. You think it's just as simple as I need a job, but there is a sea of things that are happening between business relationships, corporations, and people in industries that want to make money off of your time and the ownership of your data. So I know that some of it can be overwhelming, and that's what pepelwerk is here for. Pepelwerk wants to be your AI career assistant no matter what's happening in your life. But the goal of what we're doing for you as a tool to help you achieve your work, earn, learning, and connecting goals is about making the information and the connections as direct as possible. So we're not a staffing agency. Our objective is to place you into those in-demand jobs of the future and work with our companies to better align their financial needs, their people needs to what you're looking for. So I hope this was informative for you. It clearly is something that is on a lot of people's mind. People feel stressed about it. And even though I can't relieve your stresses, and pepelwerk can't relieve your stresses, information sometimes just helps. Information and understanding to help you evolve with work.